excessive hair fall, dandruff, itchy scalp, very dry, frizzy hair. If this is what is bothering your curls this winters, this video is for you. Hello everyone, this is Khushbu Singhvi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As much as I would love to shoot with my winter clothes on, I really cannot. I live in Goa and winters here are non-existent, you guys. But I've lived all my life in Jaipur and I understand the winter weather very well. So do not worry, whatever I'm recommending here is a 100% gonna help you all. So just the way with every changing season, we change our clothes. You do not apply same body lotion in summers and winters or a same face cream for both the weathers. Similarly, your hair care also needs some small changes here and there. So it's really important that you understand that so that you don't face any of the problems that I mentioned earlier during winters. So let's get started with this video. So let's talk about our scalp first. Now, a lot of people face excessive dandruff and hair fall during winter, especially who have a problem of dandruff. They see a lot of increase during this weather, and the main reason for that is because the weather is very cold. You do not end up washing your hair as often as you would do otherwise, and because of the dry weather outside and not washing your hair often, your scalp starts producing more sebum, basically more oil, which our scalp produces, and because of that, the dandruff actually increases. Apart from that, also because we are not washing our hair, there is a huge gap coming in. There is more dirt, pollution and other things getting attracted to your scalp, which is in turn increasing the microbe growth, which in turn is increasing your dandruff and other scalp issues. And then also the temperature difference, because in winters we usually wash our hair with hot or warm water and then you come out, it's really cold. That weather difference also irritates your scalp, and thus all of these things together end up with more dandruff than usual. Now for some people this can also be just dry skin, because your skin is really dry and it's flaking. That can also be a reason, so do not confuse that with dandruff. But if you are prone to dandruff, there are high chances that your dandruff is going to increase in winters because of these things. So what can you do? Let me tell you. First things first, if you think you do not have dandruff and it's just dry, flaky skin, in that case, you can definitely try adding a light oil in your routine and just massage your scalp with that, just 2 to 3 drops, and massage your scalp, gently with your finger pads before going to sleep in the night, so that there is a good blood circulation and your scalp is not as dry. However, if you know it's dandruff, I wouldn't recommend using an oil because it can only make it worse. All right. If you think it's dandruff, what you can do is you can simply use your finger pads without any oil and start massaging your scalp gently like this. Do it every day whenever you have the time, maybe before going to sleep or during day, whenever, because this will help with a better blood circulation. Because as curlies, we do not comb or brush our hair every day. Okay, this is something you can do on a daily basis, but if you're really prone to scalp, you can use a good dandruff control serum like this one from Plum. The tea tree serum from Plum is amazing. I personally love it a lot. I've just used 2 serums and this one really worked for me. Now you can use any that works for you, because I haven't used or tried a lot of serums. But if you have used and loved it, please leave it in the comments to help everyone. But you can definitely try this one. You do not need to wash your hair after applying this, which is a great thing. So maybe after washing your hair or maybe anytime once in 2 to 3 days, you can use the serum, nicely scalp it on your massage. Nicely massage it on your scalp. So this will really help you with dandruff big time. Apart from that, it's very important that which cleanser you are using to wash your hair. Now I understand that we are not washing our hair every 2 to 3 days in winter. So if you're washing your hair just once in a week, I would not recommend you using a co-wash or a very mild moisturizing shampoo, because that might not clean your scalp enough. But at the same time, you cannot use a very strong drying shampoo as well because it's winters. So I'll recommend that if you have dandruff issues or even an itchy scalp because of the microbe growths or whatever happening around, use a cleanser that can work on this without causing a lot of dryness. My personal favorites here will be the charcoal shampoo from Bestlife. It's an excellent shampoo, does not cause too much of dryness, but really calms your scalp. Superb with itchy scalp, really helps with dandruff as well. You can also try the Ashba Exfoliating shampoo, another great choice, really very nice. Both of these can be tried with even for people who do not really have dandruff issues but just have an itchy scalp in winters. Definitely try out these 2. This will not dry out your hair and scalp and will also keep it calm and clean. But if your dandruff issue is really crazy, then you can also add this one by Plum, their tea tree shampoo. It's a great shampoo for people who have dandruff, and especially when you're using it with the serum, it really works. So you can definitely try any of these options and it will 100% help you with your itchy scalp and your dandruff issues. Now I do understand that some people have crazy amount of dandruff and they are using some or the other medicated shampoo for dandruff. It's absolutely okay. You can use that as well. That is prescribed to you. But what you can change is, because you don't want your hair strands to dry too much, maybe use that shampoo only for your scalp and a gentler shampoo for your hair strands. That can be a super helpful thing to do. Okay, now that our scalp issues and cleansing is sorted, let's move on to our hair and conditioning. So now what happens in winters, because the weather is really dry, it will in turn dry out your hair, and your hair definitely needs a little bit more moisture than usual. So of course this we can cover up by using a better leave-in and cream, but if you have really dry hair, then definitely I will recommend adding a deep conditioner. Now I know in winters it's not easy to deep condition your hair because you don't want to sit with something wet in your hair for like 30 minutes because it's so cold. So I absolutely get your point, but what you can try doing is, if your hair is really very dry, maybe try a dirty deep conditioning. That is, apply a deep conditioner to your hair before your wash. Just sit in the sun maybe and apply it. Use a heat cap so that you're warm and cozy. Let it sit for at least 15 minutes if not more, and then go ahead and do your wash day. So if your hair is really very dry, this tip can be very helpful. If you do not wish to sit in the washroom or with your wet hair, it's absolutely okay. Try dirty deep conditioning instead of your normal deep conditioning which we do after shampooing our hair. And also, if you have any conditioners that you've used in the past and you found it to be heavy, you thought that this was too much for your hair and you still have them, this is the time to try out those conditioners, because in this weather they might just miraculously work for you and you will not end up wasting your product as well. So you can definitely switch to that if you have one lying. Otherwise it's okay, continue with your normal conditioners. Okay. Now that our conditioning and deep conditioning is sorted, it's time to move on to our tip number 3, which is using the right stylers. I definitely feel it's extremely important to use good moisturizing leave-ins and creams in winters. So again, if you had any product that you had bought at some point and you thought it was really heavy for your hair, it was too much for your hair, try it out. It might just work, because right now your hair needs more moisture than what it needed in summers or any other weather, because definitely your hair and the weather outside is much more dry. So using good moisturizing leave-ins and creams can really be a game changer. Now, if you don't have anything like that lying down at home, you can definitely try out some new products like the Ashba Leave-in. This is a fantastic leave-in to use in winters. For my type of hair, it works in all the weathers, but I know that for some people this leave-in is heavy, so this in winters it works beautifully. You can even try out with their small size if you do not wish to invest a lot. You can try out something like the Cantu Cream or the Rizzo's Curl Cream. Fantastic options for winters. I know these are expensive and not the Indian brands, but just giving you options in case you have them, or you're okay to buy these, they fall in your budget. Great choices. Another tip that I really recommend trying out in winters is adding a light oil to your hair length while styling. Like after using your leave-in or cream, whatever you're using, you can use a light oil like argan oil or sweet almond oil. I'll put the options for this here, which I personally use and liked. So these are basically very lightweight oil, and these are the sealant oils, okay, not the one that absorbs in your hair. So these works great in winters to hold in that moisture. You don't have to apply a lot, just take like 2 to 3 drops for half section of your hair. Maybe start with 2 drops and see if you wish to increase. Just apply it kind of from your mid-length till your hair ends, like not close to the scalp, not in this part, but from somewhere from here to your hair ends, and it really works amazing to give you those shiny lustrous curls, because it really helps in keeping the moisture in your hair. So for me, this tip works great. So you can definitely try out any light oil of your choice. If you have one at home, great. Otherwise, I personally love to use argan oil, grapeseed oil, or sweet almond oil for this. All of these are sealant oils and they work excellent. And then of course you can follow up with a gel. Now personally, I feel in winters you really do not need those very strong hold gels unless you have some very important event or wedding to attend, you're gonna dance a lot or something like that. But otherwise you can just use some lighter gels so that they don't dry out your hair a lot and they just give you that light hold. So I would definitely recommend using serum gels or something which is a little more moisturizing, like the Ashba Serum Gel, great choice. Then you can even try out the CurlUp Gel. It's a medium hold gel, but it does not cause any dryness, for me at least. I love it. So you can try that out. You can try the Truefrog Gel, great option. So any gel that you have is lighter hold, not like very strong, and do not cause dryness to your hair, is the perfect gel to use in winters. My next tip is going to be invest in a diffuser. And I'm saying this because in winters, a lot of people do not like to sit with wet hair, and drying your hair in the sun every time is not the best option, because obviously it can harm your hair in a long run. Sometimes please do it, it's absolutely okay. But if you go to office, if you work and you don't have a lot of time to dry out your hair, definitely invest in a good diffuser. I personally love the Agaro diffuser in budget. It just costs you around 1300 rupees, something around that, and it works so beautifully, you guys. I've been using it for almost 3 years now, and I've used it so much I cannot explain. I also have the Vega one. That one is in Jaipur, so I don't use that as much because it's only when I go home I use it. But when I'm in Goa, I'm always using the Agaro one, and I use it for so many other things, especially in monsoons, to dry my clothes. After I give bath to my dogs, I'm drying them also with that hair dryer. I've used it extensively and it's going so good that I love the quality of that one. This is not at all sponsored, I'm just sharing because I personally really like that in the budget category. Even the Vega one is very nice because even that has given me no problems, only I have not used it as much as I've used Agaro. So any brand that you trust, you can go for it if you are in a budget. But I will definitely recommend that if your hair is anywhere from medium to thick density, don't go for those small hair dryers. They are not good, you guys. It will take a lot of time to dry your hair and you don't want that. So take a nice strong machine, at least 2000 watts, so that your hair dries up faster. You don't have to sit with the dryer in your hand for very long. Nobody wants to do that, right? So I will really not recommend for medium or thick hair people to use those cheaper, to use those small cheaper dryers. I know that they just come for 600-700 bucks, but they really increase your drying time. So using a better dryer, which you have to invest a little more, is always a good choice. By the way, Agaro has also launched a new one which I've heard is really nice. Haven't tried this. If you want a little lighter weight one which makes lesser noise, then you can also try this one. Also, on my last video, somebody had asked me that how much noise does Agaro make. Let me play it here and show it to you because I don't know how much noise does it make to say like that. So guys, this is the Agaro hair dryer I was talking about. This is how a diffuser looks, which basically is an attachment and can go on the dryer like that. Okay, and then you can dry your hair. So this basically reduces the flow of air and doesn't cause you a lot of harm. And most of these, the Vega one, the Agaro one I was talking about, comes with a cool setting, so that if you just keep it here, there is basically no heat. There also is a cool short button if you are using on heat. This is there in all the dryers or diffusers that I've ever recommended to you all. And now let me show you how loud this. This is on the full speed. But the Vega one and this one, I don't feel any difference in the noise. They just, they're just like a normal hair dryer, not too much, not too less as well. So yeah, definitely investing in a good diffuser is something that I'll highly recommend if you really wish to dry your hair super fast. And my last tip, but not the least, and this is something that I'm hoping you're actually doing in every weather and always, and you are not skipping on this, but especially in winters, it's super helpful to use your satin or silk pillowcases, bonnets, whatever you want to use, because you'll feel cozy in winters, you'll get better sleep, and it will not dry out your hair and skin at all. So do not skip on that, please. Sleeping on cotton anyway for curly hair can be so terrible, but in winters it can, the effect can be double bad. So 100% switch to your satin or silk pillowcases and bonnets or whatever you use. Those are going to be super helpful for you all. So these were my simple tips, things that you can do in winters to make your curly hair care much more easier and simpler for you. Have a cleaner, healthier scalp and better hair, shiny, nice, soft hair. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you all. And thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any other questions, please put it in the comments. So yeah, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching.